Tim.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. Can't complain.
Can't complain. How do we know each other? What brought you here?
Support local people, do what I can.
Yeah, Trace. She wants to show you some love too, huh? Go ahead.
No, but we know each other through mutual friends. We have mutual friends from the past that we never even knew.
Yeah.
And then, recently, somebody connected me to you, and then we've known each other for about a year or so now.
I don't know how we've had mutual friends and have never met, especially when we were younger, especially when we'd go out all the time.
Right.
I mean, just goes to show I'm like a shadow. I know how to disappear really well.
You do. I'm not here, off the grid.
Bye.
Off the grid in the middle of the ocean somewhere or in another country.
Yeah, well, it was mainly always out of the country is what it was. That's when I was working 300 plus days out of a year for 2 companies I will plug on here. Still got a little anger. What is that? Vitriol? Is that the word? A little bit of vitriol for a subject we talked about earlier. Nonetheless, we won't talk about that, right? Mm-hmm. You also needed some work on your car, right?
Yes. So I have an older car. Her name is Beep Beep. And I've had her since 2009. And it was just standard, however it came out of the factory. And here in South Louisiana, it is very, very, very hot outside. And I needed some help with getting my car cooled down. So you actually recommended another company who you partner with to help Prestige Films, thank you very much, to help tint my car, and they did a fabulous job. And now I am riding around not sweating, or in the South, glistening all of my soul out.
A continuous glow that never goes away. And what kind of car is it?
She's a 2008 Dodge Caliber.
Look at you go.
Yeah, and she's still rolling. Thanks for Dad being a mechanic.
Yes, and he did some work on the Porsche too, which was amazing. He saved me from having to go to Baton Rouge. Love you, Pops. So, I mean, you know what I do. I detail vehicles. I mean, when you think of detailing, what comes to mind for you?
Detailing for me is one of those, whether it's a gas station or a Benny's, and I drive through that car wash every once in a while, cleaning the trash out my car and hoping there's a vacuum somewhere. That has been I want to say the most detailed cleaning I've had was the drive-through Benny's where they actually vacuum it for you. Yeah. And so that was I discovered that and was I'm legit now.
So when you see what I do, I mean, did you know that even existed, where people went that far into detailing?
Yes, I know that it existed, but mostly in my head, I think it's more for people who have really high-end cars, or people who actually can afford to do something like that. My little Beep Beep, I've run her to the ground, and I don't think I would, right at this point, her little coating don't matter. It's if her little engine keeps going.
Well, it's not just the coating though. It's interior too. You spend a lot of time on the inside.
That's true.
Everybody knows, and I always promote it. Tim hates interiors.
I would say, you want to do my interior? I'd pay you to do that.
Well, I started $200 for an interior because we're pulling everything apart on the inside. We can transform that girl, and I ain't got no business right now.
Right.
So let's do it.
Yeah, because she definitely needs a little
more than TLC.
A little. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes that's just surface stains. A lot of things are surface stains. Like when shampooing is kind of like if you start having these weird odors, and you can tell when a stain goes down deep to the actual metal.
Yeah.
If you have that, then shampoo the hell out of it. Now, steaming it is a better option, and that breaks everything apart out of the fibers really fast, and then I can give you a car back in a quicker time without having everything damp. Because, sometimes some people, they get something shampooed, and then 3 days later, it smells like feet in here.
Because it hasn't dried yet.
Because guess what? All that water's in there. It created mildew, and now you got a bigger problem. Because now it's in all that stuff is permeated in the dashboard. It's all over the place.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have, 10-year-old soda stains from whenever drinks would spill.
Okay, so that would need to be steamed out of there, girl. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we change your life. If I did the inside of that. So you need to think about that, because that has to be done, especially with all those babies you haul. And speaking of babies, what do you do?
What do I do?
For a living.
Well, my 9 to 5, or really it's 11 to 7 these days. My 11 to 7 is working at Pandora Jewelry in the Acadiana Mall. So
Jingle, jingles.
I sell the bling bling. I sling some charms and jewelry around. No, yeah. So I work for a jewelry company, and we basically specialize in charm bracelets, necklaces, earrings, things that people like to shower themselves with or have to wear to remind them of certain memories or milestones in their life. Jewelry's always been something that lasts kind of forever, so it's a really great investment, and we help our customers just kind of get something that really caters to them. So that's what I do from a 9 to 5. I've been a retail junkie my entire life. So like it started in clothing retail. Actually, probably started in big box like Bed Bath & Beyond. Then went to clothing retail, and then another clothing retail.
What made you leave Bed Bath & Beyond? They have all kinds of cool stuff over there.
Child, that's like hard labor work. I worked there for 3 years.
How's it hard labor? What you gonna do? You go pick up a blender and
Who
put it on the shelf?
Who stacks that crap up on the thing 20 feet in the air?
They got little
the
forklifts
employees.
and stuff.
No, you get a 20-foot ladder and you carrying that crap up or tossing it up to another person.
Oh.
Anyway, it wasn't horrible. It was in college. My first job when I moved to Baton Rouge. I did that for like 3 years. Okay. And then moved to like PacSun, which was clothing.
I loved that store. I used to love PacSun.
Worked there for 8 years.
I was a wannabe skater kid without any skating.
Yeah, worked there for 8 years. Managed the Baton Rouge store. Went to New Orleans for a year. Managed that store. Managed back to Baton Rouge, higher volume, things like that. And then once I left there after 8 years, I went to Charlotte Russe, which is a female clothing store, and I did that for 5 years until they closed their doors. And that's what brought me back here to Lafayette. Because I was in Baton Rouge most of that time, with 1 year being in New Orleans. So I went out there for college, just never came home. Yeah. So then that kind of brought me back here to come stay with my dad, and so he wouldn't be alone, and found Pandora. And so I've been slinging jewelry ever since.
And when I used to travel overseas and work in the oil field, I used to buy charms for my mom all over the world and bring them back.
Yeah, that's what's cool. There's totally exclusive, like they have exclusive charms from different parts of the world that you can only get there.
Yeah.
Like I have zero access to something that's like even in another state.
And on the airlines, there's specific ones you can only buy on the plane.
Yep.
And you can't get them anywhere else either.
Cruise lines as well.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I ain't getting on a cruise. Would you get on a cruise right now?
I mean, I don't know if I get on it right now. I've never been on a cruise, and I want to go on a cruise.
Oh, I think that's just me. I worked on drill ships for 10 years. I don't want to be on the water anymore. Screw that. Now, you can't get me on a boat unless you're paying me $1,000 a day, Chevron.
Right? So that's my 11 to 7 job.
You do anything else?
All my free time.
What's this on your shirt here?
Adopt. So this right here, I volunteer with Louisiana Husky Rescue. And so in my spare time, I save the fur babies.
Oh.
Or help facilitate saving the fur babies.
Well, I know for a fact you just don't even save them. Now you run the organization too, don't you?
Sort of, yeah. I have a lot of responsibilities. We're a newer organization. We've only been around for about a year now. And so I'm kind of the administrative director or managing director. I deal with a lot of the paperwork and the application review process. It's kind of like an interviewing process, right? Because we're checking references, trying to feel what kind of person this is, kind of getting a snapshot of their life to see if...
what rescue is this?
Louisiana Husky Rescue.
Oh. We love the Huskies.
We do love the Huskies, the little fur babies that give us little snow furry fluffies all the way because of their fur, right?
And allergies and hair and don't wear black like I'm wearing today.
Right.
I've got 4 of them downstairs. I'm surprised I don't look like a Husky myself, Trace.
Exactly. That's why I didn't wear black today, because I knew I was going to be here, and we're in like Huskyville here.
That's a neat shirt. I like that.
Thank you.
I like that shirt.
Thank you.
So tell me more about the rescue.
Okay, so basically we are getting Huskies either surrendered to us or saving them out of the shelter so they don't get euthanized, and we're rehabilitating them in our foster care and finding new homes for them. And I just help facilitate that whole process, whether it's the applicant, the people who are wanting to be the fosters, and transport, things like that, just all us working as a cohesive part to help each Husky, as many as we can, in the state of Louisiana.
And it was needed.
It definitely was needed.
It was needed.
Yes.
I'm going to go back to Pandora, though. Do they have Husky charms at
You
Pandora?
know, we have animal charms. We're about to get a fox charm that kind of looks like a little husky.
How do we put in to try to get a Husky charm?
You know what? I could bubble that up through my corporate. We're actually franchised by Reed's Jewelers, so I'm going to just plug that in there as well. Pandora gives the opportunity for people to franchise, and Reed's is one of the biggest family-owned jewelry companies in the United States still. So we have like 22, 24 concept Pandora stores. So
aren't you a concept store too?
I am. I am a concept Pandora store, meaning I run and operate just like a normal Pandora store.
Yeah, because you always said that our store is completely different than everybody else's.
Right. With our company, Reed's Jewelers, they have multi-brand, which means they sell our Reed's jewelry, like diamonds and all these, like a normal jewelry store. But they also have a little mini Pandora inside of it. So it's like a multi-brand, a shop-in-shop. I'm a full Pandora store.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I can bubble something like that up through our company to corporate to be like, hey, this is, people are asking for Husky charms.
Yeah, you have this nice title. You can just start bumping that in there and be like, hey, you know what? This is a cross-promotion thing. Let's do this. Oh.
Right. But we definitely have many dog charms and animal charms, like pet lovers charms, things like that. And they're coming out with new ones every drop. So we have like 10 drops a year. Mm-hmm. And we're just getting new stuff all the time.
Okay. So as you have goals with Pandora, you have any goals with Louisiana Husky Rescue? Besides saving these animals, I mean, everything always boils down to saving them. I know with nonprofits and stuff like that.
Absolutely. There's always goals. So, like with the Husky Rescue, Louisiana Husky Rescue, the goal obviously is to save as many lives as possible. But we also have like lots of bigger goals as well, like wanting to have a sanctuary for our Huskies here in this state of Louisiana, so that not only do we have to rely on the fosters to help save the Huskies, but we increase our ability to save as many more Huskies as possible, having this facility and the resources to use. We have goals of getting a bus also with our organization, for us to be able to travel around and, do things in different cities of Louisiana. I mean, we have goals that the number of Huskies we want to save. We have goals with the amount of fundraising we want to have to do. There's a lot of rolling parts into this organization that, we want to get up and running, and us being as new as we are, I think we're doing a fabulous job in moving in the right direction. We just, we're just going to continue to grow.
Yeah, yeah. I look forward to it. That's for sure.
Right.
How do you feel doing it? I mean, of course, what drew you to even being a part of that rescue?
How do I feel? It makes me feel good because I feel like it's a part of me being able to help an animal, whether that animal is a husky, a bird, a something. I'm rescuing another life. It's something that's always been instilled in me to have a connection with animals. My mother was an animal lover. She grew up on a farm as a child, and even growing up into through my childhood in our little bitty house that we have with our little bitty backyard, we basically had a farm at one time. We had 12 mallards and 10 bunny rabbits and 200 and something pigeons that my mom trained individually.
Did you meet Mike Tyson?
No.
He's pigeons, right? Mike Tyson raised pigeons. He'd be back there on his house clapping and doing all this stuff.
Pigeons are smart. They're carrier animals, right? So you can teach them to go to a place and then return by a certain time.
Oh, that's how I'm going to send my vote in.
Because
Trump is trying to dismantle the post office, child.
Right? We're going to go back to the old times of like using pigeons as carriers, and according like your last podcast when you're trying to do the little cooking thing, in my head I was thinking smoke signals. That's how we're gonna start communicating. Smoke signals.
My God.
Anyway,
I forgot about smoke signals. Oh man, but smoke signals were a more advanced form of communication than clicking, though.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I mean, it reached a further distance. Absolutely.
Who was oh my God. Columbus wasn't the first one to run into doggone Indians. Who ran into Indians first? Norwegians ran into Indians, didn't they? But they didn't try to kill them and stuff, because Norwegians had made it to the United States.
We talk about history. I'm not great at history. I'm Asian. I'm good at math.
Who's history? Oh, Brian was history. He was history. Oh, I'll have to
save that for him.
Yeah, I'll have to message him later.
So going back to it, the love of animals is just instilled in my body. Like, I love every animal. I posted something on Facebook. I think it was, why you asked me if I'm a cat, dog, a cat person or a dog person. I'll pet a damn crocodile if it let me.
Ooh, worst animal to try to pet, girl. Get an alligator. Ooh,
but yeah,
too fast.
So love it fulfills me to be able to save a life, and thinking about any of those lives being euthanized for any reason just saddens me. It's just wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
So we want to save as many as possible.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. So, Tim.
Oh.
I have a question. So what do you think about Louisiana Husky Rescue, and how did it come about with you being involved with it?
Well, for years, I've been known as the Husky guy. A lot of people that know me. Got 4 Huskies. Well, at the time, I had only 3. I found myself with a lot of spare time last year in the springtime. And I felt it was just a waste of time not doing something with all of that spare time. I've always felt I needed to work. I always felt I needed to stay busy. And I found myself slipping into a depression because I wasn't doing something with my spare time. Wasn't being productive. If I'm not productive, I turn into a very, very toxic person in my head, not towards anybody else, but sometimes it'll spill out and be like, something's wrong with you, Tim. It's because I'm not being productive. I'm not doing something. So I founded Louisiana Husky Rescue because there's a gap in this part of the country where a lot of Huskies are still being dumped. They're still being mishandled. They're still being neglected. But nobody's really taking that concerned effort to change it by doing something on a grand scale. My bougie ass does things on a grand scale. As soon as I put it on paper, I'm already thinking about 10 years from now, which is why, as you mentioned, we're trying to have a sanctuary. I'm already in year 1 thinking of $1 million facility to be the beacon in the South. That's the goal. And even if I don't do it while I'm alive, I want to make sure that it gets done. At least it's put in stone. Maybe half the money is raised or whatever, but I want that to happen. Because there's a mishandling of Huskies. There's no education about them. Everybody sees them on the commercials. They saw what they thought was a Husky on Game of Thrones, but it was not a Husky. It's a different breed of dog that's similar to a Husky. They got glamorized. And you see them and everybody likes taking selfies with them and doing all this silly stuff, but they don't understand the behavior traits of that dog. It's a work dog.
Yeah.
The dog needs to be doing something all the time, which is why mine are going and having a fit downstairs, because guess what? They know we're up here and we're not interacting with them and they want to do something. So I found it for that reason. I feel I'm going to make a change. That this brain that thinks of all this stuff that I always do, now it's going to be put on that breed. And my heart is on the breed because so many people just misuse them. And it's needed in this heat, especially. Right. But another misconception about heat, their fur regulates their temperature. They'll be fine. You just can't overwork them. You can't leave them out there 24/7. They have to constantly be drinking water. So these little education things need to happen, and somebody needs to actually be serious about it. Not, oh, they're cute and cuddly and like some of these little rescues annoy me because they focus on the cutesy bootsy stuff and not, this is the facts, this is what needs to happen. Yeah. That's how I operate. And I mean, I'm just hoping big, great things happen from it. That's why I have you. Because, I mean, you think kind of like I do, but you're softer than I am. You're more of a people person. You can probably express things in a better manner than I can, because I can get petty. I can get pretty mean. And I think we've had some discourse in the last week about a few things going on because of I'm
the interpersonal savvy person.
Yes,
that is able to get things done in a, positive kind of like way versus straightforward and stern, which sometimes is a little scares people sometimes.
Well, I'm a logical person, so it's kind of like, and maybe that's why nobody likes me, because guess what? This is A, this is B. There's a line that goes there, and it doesn't mean it's black and white. It's just, let's find the most efficient, and let's understand that these 2 points can connect. I don't care about the flowers on the side. I don't fucking care if you bulldoze them. I don't give a shit. But some people, they're busy smelling them, and I don't got time for that.
And see, I like that because I like to know what's the goal, what needs to happen, and then you let me get it done. It's kind of like I do in my regular work life, I mean, obviously I have someone who's a superior to me, and they let me know what my goals are, what I need to do, and they trust me to get it done and to run my store. Yeah. So it's the kind of same way with you. You're straightforward. This is what needs to happen. This is what, I see us going for. and you give me the freedom to let me get it done how I see fit.
Yeah, girl.
And we're just kind of rolling through everything.
I feel bad sometimes. You got to deal with my venting. How did you take this week? How did you not go, Tim? You're a fucking idiot. Shut up.
you know, sometimes I have my little moments of gotta pause and I gotta breathe because I might be a little bit overwhelmed. But it's not you that's overwhelming me. It's the process of getting everything connecting and going because there's so many moving parts with so many different people.
Yes.
Between fosters and transports and people who are surrendering and all this other stuff. And I'm a little bit of a fast-paced person. I like to get things done now.
Yeah.
So you tell me about it, I get it done. Normally you're like, whoa, you did that quickly. I'm like, because I had 10 minutes to do it, so I'm going to do it.
I'm not used to that. Because we have so much people, they just lag on things. You tell them and it's like,
I'll look at it, I'll get it done.
I'll get to it. And I'm waiting for a spreadsheet. I'm waiting for an update. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes, I'll get it done. If I have any free time, there's a lot you can do on your phone these days. So I don't, like an email's a tap away, a text message is a tap away. Why not do it when it's fresh on your mind right now? So that's the type of person I am, not only with my Husky stuff, but with my 11 to 7 stuff.
Yeah.
You know, with real life job, real life like responsibilities, like at home and stuff. If I need to do it, I'm going to do it now and get it done with. And so I think that's how we constantly keep it rolling. And we're having adoption here and adoption here, surrender here, adoption here, and we're just getting closer to our goal because I can just keep those things moving.
Yeah. Just imagine if there were more of me and you.
Right. I feel like it's just instilled in my blood. That's who I've always been, and I can just multitask.
Yeah. Does that come back from parenthood? Is that as a trait that they've always had?
Yeah, my mom was a very strict parent. She always she did everything for us or taught us how to do everything. Same thing with my dad. Hardworking family, just people. I mean, you've met my dad, and he's a people person. My family's people.
Yeah.
And they're all hardworking people, mostly in the labor field and things like that. So it's just kind of been instilled in myself to be a hard worker. I mean, being in retail for so many years and being there in the management position, knowing that I had to train and develop all these people to be able to run this store efficiently so that I can do the things that I need to do as a manager and not have to be the micromanager of everything, right? So a lot of people in the world always hold their employees back because they think, oh, if I teach them all of this, then my job's not going to need me anymore. I'm the opposite. I teach everybody everything so that I can move forward with what I need to do.
You can't
Why
go
do you
anywhere.
want to put more work on yourself, right? When you can you can develop someone to do this so that you can focus on other things and just oversee this, right?
Yeah. Why are people so scared to let somebody know everything that they know?
Oh, those are the insecure people, right? Those are the people who don't understand, like, the bigger picture. They only see the value like, oh, the company needs me. I'm not going to get fired because they need me to do this.
But bitch, what happens if you fall from a heart attack?
Right.
The company falls down.
The company will survive. Everybody, like, in my mindset, sometimes I'm like, I don't need you. Like some of my older jobs, they would think that I needed them. I don't need you.
Well, you would need them if they knew as much as you did, because that would also share the load, right?
Right, exactly. But in my mind, I'm like, I can do your job, and I can do my job. It's nice to have you, but I don't need you. I can find someone to replace you, and I can teach them that too.
But Janice, I don't like that.
Right, but then they learn like, oh, she doesn't really need me, but if I work really hard, she gives me more responsibility, and we have a better work-life relationship.
I don't think like that. If you don't need me, bitch, bye, I'm gone.
No.
That's what the world is full of, though. They're full of all of this. Well, if you don't need me, I'm going to find something better. But then you keep finding them. They went from Burger King to McDonald's to Wendy's to Taco Bell, and then they can't figure out why they haven't excelled in life.
Right.
Because of that attitude.
I have the mentality of the whole, I think you and I were talking about it the other day, the whole coach them up or coach them out thing.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
I love
So
that.
they will determine whether they're successful wherever they are doing whatever they're doing, right?
Yes.
So I'm only going to be here to help coach you to be better or coach you out of the whole situation and bring someone in who has the drive to be better and do something.
You're like a pleasant football coach or basketball coach. You know, I had a coach in middle school, Coach Douglas, playing basketball. He used to call everybody,
hey,
goddamn
Coach
dummy.
Douglas.
He's dead. You goddamn dummy, you goddamn dummy, you gotta. And we used to laugh, but for some reason, though, if he didn't say that didn't motivate us. We weren't motivated unless he was actually on us all the time. But mind you, we were middle school kids. We had a lot of other crap on our mind. But I think the more you work with people, the more you mentor them, the more you coach them, the more it motivates them actually to want to do better.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that at least. I mean, the yelling and the screaming and shit doesn't bother me. I don't have that sensitive blood in me. I'm sensitive in other darker ways.
Right.
But not in that whole, hey, man, you need to get this shit done. You're fucking up. Oh, I'm fucking up. Oh, well, oh, shit. Well, how do I do this better? You know, that's how I am. But most people, you tell them that and my feelings are hurt. Take your fucking feelings and go somewhere else. Then.
And that, you know, being in a position where I am with both the rescue and, you know, real job, well, I say real job, my, you know, not 11 to 7, is you have to be able to flex or, yeah, I'll say flex is the right word, on how you train and develop people, because not everyone's the same. Not everybody's motivated the same way. And so you have to be able to read and learn those cues to be able to motivate that person specifically how they need to be motivated to be the best versions of themselves while doing this job. So you can't like have one way of managing or one way of teaching and training. It has to be able to be flexible.
But I bet you there's a difference between motivating, training somebody that's not getting paid with a nonprofit like Louisiana Rescue. You've got everybody's doing things on a volunteer basis. So do you ever fear that if you're trying to coach somebody, that they're just going to be like, I don't care. I'm doing this for free. I'm gone. Screw you. Do you have that fear?
I wouldn't say it's a fear. I know that it's eventually going to happen. I mean, there are people like that do it they are getting paid. Of course, there's going to be people who are going to do it when they're not getting paid. But it's not a fear because I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's how you have that conversation. So
I'm trying to think, did we have anybody do that yet?
Not yet. Wait, hold on. I don't know. I have to think about that. Off training.
It was just rhetorical.
Okay, not a fear. It is how I'm going to have that conversation with them. I'm kind of a direct person when it comes to like work things. So I ask a lot of questions versus me telling people. So I ask like, what responsibilities did you want? What did you commit to? Do you have a change in what you expected this was going to be? Is this the right fit for you? Because if you are the person that just doesn't care and is going to tell me when something gets hard that, oh, I don't care, I'm doing this for free and I'm leaving, then that's not the person I want to surround myself with and have part of my inner circle as being a part of my leadership team. Yeah. So
we can't
first
grow
it's
that way either.
Right, we can't grow that way. So first it's finding the right people who have the right mentality of what they want to do with their free time that they're not getting paid for. So we all know this is a free thing. And I can tell you at one point, oh, Tim, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm overwhelmed. I'm leaving. But I'm not that type of person. So you were able to find that type of person to do this for you. It's my job to find that type of person to be under me, under, you know, my regionals.
Yeah, I'm so thankful I ran into you. I remember when Val first applied, she was worried. I mean, we were said earlier too. She the crazy rescue people, you know.
Right.
So not only did she have that in her head, but then she saw the application was so rigorous, and she was like, "Oh my God, what kind of person am I meeting?" And then when I met her, I'm the only person she hugs. Because didn't her boyfriend say that? He was like, "Wait, you're hugging him?"
Val, I don't know who knows Val who's watching this, but she's not a hugger.
I know.
She's
I know
not.
that.
She is a special person. She even told me to say that. She's a special ed person. No, I'm just kidding. She is special in all the things that she does, and hugging
lovely.
Freaks her out and
She's
things
lovely,
like that.
Though.
She is.
I give a good hug. I just can't hug anybody right now because I can't even hug my darn mom. It's killing me. Mom, I need my hug. Oh, wait.
You can hug your Huskies.
No, you know what? She did hug me in the backyard after Grace passed. But she had a sheet on, and she goes, I'll hug you through the sheet. In case one of us sneezes and the droplets go through, they'll get caught by the sheet. I was like, Mom, that's so silly. I said, this does not count as a hug. This does not count as a hug. You know, and Ryan, I'm bringing this up because guess what? I just sent you a message about it. People still believe not wearing masks. They still believe in not wearing masks. Mm-hmm. So somebody in the Ceramic Pro family was like, I'm not wearing a mask. And it's like, dude, are you a medical professional? No. Stay off of BillyBob.com. Mm-hmm. Ceramic Pro. Science doesn't give a shit about what you believe. Science is science.
Right.
Loud cap.
Right. I mean, we all have our opinion on it. And my opinion on it, I mean.
I got intimate there.
Right, you did.
Again,
you did.
Trace has to fix that.
You did. I work with the public every day, 9 hours a day. People always coming into my store. We wear a mask, and I wear my mask for 9 hours a day. Mm-hmm. And it's for the mask will not stop COVID, but it will help prevent
It mitigates the spread.
It mitigates the spread, right? So they're like, oh, you're wearing a mask, so why should I have to wear a mask? Well, if you wear your mask and I wear a mask, it lessens the chance of the spread of it.
People
and
don't understand the concept of a filter. Why do you have filters in your house? To catch the dust?
Why do you wear pants? So you don't pee everywhere in case you have an accident.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that you've got these barriers in place because they've been proven to work.
Correct.
Why do you wear a seatbelt? Because it helps save your life.
Exactly.
This is just a new seatbelt, people.
Yeah.
Where did all these conspiracy theorists and all these
I don't know.
non-medical people come up with all these ideas?
I think about who we interact with every day and the people who I'm trying to protect. Like my father, who's a 70-year-old man.
Yes.
You know, although he is really healthy, still anything could change, and I don't want to bring anything that could harm him. Same with like me interacting with my customers. Not only am I wearing a mask to keep myself safe, I'm wearing a mask to keep them safe because I don't know who they live with. Do they care for their elderly mother or grandmother, or have a immune compromised person in their household? You don't know that. So why? Of course I'm going to inconvenience myself. It's just a small inconvenience to be able, for a period of time until this does all pass and things happen, to wear a mask. It's
you have to
hard.
think, this is a new type of virus. We don't know how to control it, and it doesn't discriminate.
Right.
It'll kill anybody.
Yeah.
And we still don't know what it's targeting. We know that there's people with vitamin D deficiencies, vitamin C deficiencies, certain types of things that these people don't have in their system. They're suffering, and we have more of those people dying. But it doesn't care if you're 70.
Nope.
It doesn't care if you're 40. It doesn't care if you're 8.
Doesn't care. I don't think it doesn't care if you have 4 legs or not. Because I don't know if it affects people, but wait, real quick. I was at the vet the other day, and I saw this big old guy walk out of the vet. He had his little mask on. He had a little chihuahua, and the little chihuahua had a little bandana on its nose.
Well, so
I loved it.
Somebody said, okay, the dogs are catching corona. I don't believe that's true. I haven't seen any scientific evidence of this.
Right.
What I do know is if you sneeze on my dog and I take my dog back and I wipe my dog
and touch your face
and touch my face and I somehow take whatever you sneezed on my dog in and you have corona,
Correct.
I'm going to get it.
Correct.
That's what I know has been scientifically proven because it's a contact trace type of thing. It is airborne as well. We all know this. Geesh, but mitigate the exposure.
Right.
Do your best to contain and control something.
And if you don't want to wear a mask, just stay home.
What did you do when your parents told you to do something? What'd you do? You did it, right? What do some of these same grown adults that are bitching about masks? They're bitching at their kids to do things that they want them to do because it's a rule, or it's because it's been proven, or it's because they believe in this.
Yeah.
So why is it so hard to believe in science?
I don't know. People are stubborn.
Science!
People are stubborn.
Like Jesse Pinkman said in Breaking Bad, science, bitch!
I haven't seen all of those.
Oh.
I've seen like only a few episodes.
Oh, God, girl, you got to get into it. They had the movie, what is it? I think it's called El Camino or something like that. It's Breaking Bad's movie. Just, he's only in it. He goes back to the town and is avoiding people, and still people are trying to kill him and all this other shit like that. It's actually pretty good. It's very slow. So like if you tried to get into Breaking Bad in the first season, the first few episodes, and it was like, and then you're like, why is this old man in the desert in his underwear? You know, I don't want to see that, you know. It's slow, but it was really good. It was building something. So I don't know if they were building something with the movie or just making a slow closing, a slow closure to such a epic, you know, series.
Yeah, things are slow. It's really hard for me to go through them. Like, everybody keeps telling me The Office is awesome. Watch The Office, get through the first season. And for years, I've always watched episode 1 and episode 2 and just like, I'm done with this. I'm forcing myself to watch it because I just want to hear what all the hype is about.
I think it's just hype. That's a different type of comedy. I tried watching it and I'd skip and I'd be like, this is not funny. This is stupid. I guess I just was never that slapstick comedy type of person.
Well, the thing also, like, being in the management world, like, I kind of laugh at the things that he does because it's just so wrong. And I'm like, who does these kind of things? But I guess I don't know.
A comedian thought of that.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a few seasons.
Good luck. You'll need it. It's very, very boring. Now, the British version of it is better. I do like British comedy. It's dry, it's pretty abrasive, and it's pretty punch you in the face. But when they punch you in the face, it's still funny.
Right.
So I love the British version of it. The American version is just like, what the fuck did you do to this show? But I still did not watch the whole series in the British version either. One thing I am crazy about is this show called The Circle. Trace, have you heard of The Circle? Y'all.
Okay.
Got to watch
Is it a TV series or is it like a... Give me a snapshot of it without giving away too much.
So The Circle is basically they take, I think it's 12 or 14 people of all types of backgrounds. Now, mind you, I've been watching The Circle for 3 years. It came to the United States for the first time last year. But it's basically a social media project.
Yes.
Everybody's
I couldn't
locked
get
in
through
an
it.
apartment. Oh my
I tried.
God. Watch the British version of it.
Okay.
The British version is so much better than the American version.
Somebody told me about it and I went to watch it and I watched like 4 episodes and I was like, I can't anymore.
Child.
I can't.
Oh my God. Okay, so because I loved The Circle for Britain, I did watch the American version, and I was like, it's okay, you know.
I started with the American version, so I think that's what I did wrong.
Go to the British. Oh my God, the British version. Oh my God. In season 2, there's this older guy named Tim.
So many Tims in our lives.
He does the name Tim so well, and all it is a popularity contest. You've got to get everybody to like you, and you can be anybody you want.
Right, because you never see him face to face.
You never see him face to face until they walk through that door when they get kicked out the house or the apartment complex or
whatever that is.
Yeah, they're in the community. I love that show. I hope it's coming back for Britain. I don't give a fuck about the American version. I guess because I just don't like American culture that much. It's just, ugh. I miss going overseas.
Do you?
I do. I miss it. But back to the rescue. So, what's the biggest challenge in your position that you've seen with the rescue? See, you see everything. You see everybody doing everything. The fosters. You see you talk to the volunteers. And wait, how many people we have? We have 31, I think, or 32. What's the biggest challenge? You know, of course, besides trying to save them all, which we'll never do. It's an ongoing battle. But what's the biggest challenge?
Okay, so biggest challenge for me, I guess, is communication. I knew you were gonna make that face.
But this is for you, not for me.
Right. But it's communication because we have so many people. And I know we have our Facebook volunteer page where we communicate a lot as well, which I'm going to start utilizing because for the last transfer, it did help out with me getting people to volunteer to help with a transport versus me calling 30-something people saying,
well, you know why?
Who can do
I
this?
Sent the email to everybody and said, we have a Facebook group, and this is an easy way of doing it. I know you heifers are all on your phone, and you get the notifications. Hello.
So, again, I'm thinking maybe I might even start like
my need to be heard. I don't like being ignored. I like how I always look at Tracy. He's like, oh, don't talk to me. Leave me alone.
Right. No, so, just communicating with everybody and all of us getting on the same page. So, I'm working on ways to get through that. I don't mind making the phone calls as long as people are responding to me in a timely manner. I like things to happen quickly, so I don't like to wait to see if we can do this, to see if we can do this, to see if we can do that. So I'm even thinking about maybe starting the messenger groups for each region. Mm-hmm. So like if I say I need someone to transfer with my snow team people, I can just message all my snow team people and say who's available for transfer.
But you shouldn't do that, though.
My regional person should do it, absolutely, but we're not there yet.
Right now.
We're not there yet, sir.
Hey,
it is the Janice show right now.
Have we found some? Oh God, it is. It really is. And she has to deal with the Tim show, which gets bigger and gets louder at times. What are we gonna do about region leaders? Do we have potential people that we can?
I might have 1 or 2 potential people. The thing is, there are certain regions that have one person, and maybe that one person's not who I want in that role, whether they're new or they're just not, they're doing their one thing that they wanted to do. I think it's going to be a little bit of a campaigning to see, like, putting something on the website saying that we have these positions that are available for volunteer, which would look great on any kind of resume for any kind of thing.
Charity work is
Charity
great.
work, yeah, and for the experience and stuff like that. And maybe we'll get some candidates that have some experience with just leading a team who will be able to take on those roles. It is something that is fairly new that you put into place only like a week ago. So it is, we just don't have the applicants for it now.
Yeah. You think it'll be successful? Do you think any other rescues do anything like we're doing?
I mean, I'm not familiar with any other rescues like you are. Like, I really didn't. Like, you're really familiar with Texas Husky Rescue and things like that, and almost kind of how they work.
Did you know I just learned something about Texas Husky Rescue? You know how we deal with Claudia all the time?
Uh-huh.
Did you know that they don't go past Houston west?
Oh, for real?
I didn't know
They're
this.
that small? I mean, shit, we'll go past Houston west.
They're only handling northeast Houston. Texas Husky Rescue's only dealing with northeast Houston.
What? We do all, ladies and gentlemen, we do the whole state of Louisiana and bordering states.
But mind you, Texas is 5 Louisianas.
Right, big. It is 5 Louisianas. But would you say that we would be willing to help transport or figure out to get a Husky past Houston?
Oh, yes.
To get adopted?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So
where'd Shelly come from? Shelly came from New Mexico.
Right. I mean, we have a pupper in Oklahoma right now that's looking to be finding a foster home for him who's looking to be surrendered. No. I mean, we deal with, as long as we can have people helping with the transport and do all that, if we can make it happen, we will make it happen.
I didn't say that to discredit Texas Husky Rescue.
But I just thought, that's weird. We're tiny.
I know,
They're huge.
They're huge. They've been around for over 10 years. And it's just, I remember when I adopted Tara and Ella that are downstairs, they came from San Antonio. Basically, they have no fosters past out there where they used to have people. Okay. They say it's just very hard. They all their people.
It's probably hard to manage if you think about it.
Because they're not organized.
Oh. I'm organized.
That's not discrediting them either.
No.
But nonetheless, that's why I think, and that's why I asked you, do you think anybody else is doing what we're doing? I don't think they are. I think you have to be organized. You have to keep on your people, because even if it's a volunteer-based program, you still need to keep them active and engaged. If you really think, if this is a passion and you really want to do it, even on your off time, you don't have to be as obsessive as I am, but you're trying to figure out ways to do more. Right. You really, I think so.
Well, I mean, I feel like this should fit into your life as a regular thing. Yeah. Like, it fits into my life as a regular thing. I'm always going to take a phone call, whether it's from my paying job or from the rescue. If somebody has a question, I'm going to answer it. I mean, I deal with my own dogs on a daily basis, doing fast track fostering and all that stuff. So it's kind of like intermingled. It's not like I have 20 minutes for this, or like 3 hours dedicated to this and 9 hours dedicated to this job and stuff like that, and it's scheduled. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I feel like if people want to volunteer with us, it kind of needs to be a lifestyle, especially if you're a foster, because that dog's in your life every day, and it's going to be moving parts. So it has to be something that you're going to be dedicated to 100% of the time, whenever it needs to happen.
Yeah. I think, and also with fosters too, you already, and the majority of our fosters have Huskies. Or they have dogs.
Majority.
So it's very easy to take care of a pup, and it's very hard for it not to be a part of your life, because your Huskies are already a part of your life. You just added another one to it.
Yeah.
So you should always be thinking about, what can I do more to do better or more for the foster that I have in my home?
Right.
Type of situation. But I think a lot of people don't understand with the rescue. They like the cutesy pootsy stuff all the time. And that's just a very small portion of it. We have to find ways of bringing in money so that me and you can keep having the phone calls, so that we can keep making the transports, so that we can keep feeding them. Like my future goal for the rescue is, I want all heartworm medicine free for everybody in the organization. I can't do that though if I don't have the funds for it.
Correct.
Sometimes I don't have the money to get a bag of food for the rescue until I get the adoption fee. These are things that I don't think people put into their head, and how this little train has an engine that still needs coal.
Yeah, because I mean, we bear all these things on our shoulders, and they don't understand what goes behind it to get all this done.
Notice how I put that bill for Bella,
Yeah.
for everybody to see, when I lashed out because a bill was $600 and something bucks because we have a vet here in town that does not want to give us discounts. So that's why I scream and holler so much about things, and you got to deal with my venting, because I don't think anybody's hearing the trouble we're in right now as an early Husky, as an early rescue with a higher demand now as we grow, with no money coming in. There's zero. There's none.
Lies. My birthday thing got us some money.
We won't see that until
I know, but it's there.
November probably. Because when did it end?
Like a few days ago.
Yeah, see,
like
that's
the 10th.
That's the thing, people, about Facebook. When you do donations, they don't issue it out to the charity till 90 days later. What's 90 days? 30, 30, 30, right? That's 3 months. So it takes a while to get that money.
But in 3 months, you'll have $575, courtesy of Janice.
Yeah, I know. That was awesome. I think you and Kim are like the breadwinners of donations. Jeez, people don't like me, Trace. I think I did one, and they got like $375. But I am annoying. People don't like me. It's fine.
I like
They don't like my success. That's what it is. I also have a crown. They don't like that either. It's okay. But I mean, the challenge, you know, as I asked you, you know, do you think it's something we can overcome in time?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
maybe my expectation is maybe I want too much quickly right now.
You do. You want too much too quickly, and you have to, let me put it into retail terms, you have to have a good foundation with the right people, because we can put something in place really quickly and it can work really for a short period of time. But if like people fizzle out, your core people fizzle out, then it's just going to crumble and fall again. So you have to take the time, and I know you have to take the time and be really thorough with who you're putting into those important positions to get things staying and consistent.
And that's why I have you, because guess what? I'm the type of person, if it doesn't get done by others, I'm just like, okay, well, fuck it, I'm going to do it myself.
Right, you can't do things for yourself. Like,
but what did I always say?
Right.
I can't do everything.
Right.
So
it used to kill me in like the 11 to 7 job when I see something, I'm like, I want to fix it. But I will leave it there for 2 days until that next person comes in, so that they learn that this needed to be this way. Use your resources. You know, what was the task I had in hand? How were you supposed to do the task? What did you see that you did?
I'm trying.
Then can you show me how you need to correct it? Remember, it's a learning and teaching process, not a I'm going to fix it and talk to you again process, because I can tell you stuff until I'm blue in the face, but until it clicks and you understand it, then we're just going to be doing a circle of it again. And
I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning with this rescue, which also has allowed me to have an employee in my shop. You know, Polished has an employee, even though he's a contracted guy that has his own mobile detailing business, David. And I'm trying my best to teach him, because I can't do everything.
Correct.
I have more shoulder issues. I'm getting older. And then at the same time, I want the business to survive past my death. And it's kind of hard to do that if I'm dead and I'm just the only person doing it. I can't
run that business for you, sorry.
Well, you know, I just want everybody to know that, you know, I
can probably manage that business for you.
They'll see more of David, you know, in the shop, learning to correct vehicles. And, you know, as you did know, there were further things that could be done in detailing, but you have to know how to do it properly. Mm-hmm. David still doesn't know how to do these things properly, but he has the potential of doing it. I can see it in him. He cares. He's not lying to me. He's actually helped me a couple times, you know, when something would go wrong. Even we'll go back to when he first said he wanted to come into the business. Guess what he did? He bought 2 new machines, and they stay in the shop because he wants to be a part of it. Yeah. These little things prove to me. And it takes that with me. You got to prove to me now. Mm-hmm. I used to willy-nilly give out every trust left and right. I kind of still do it with Trace a little bit, because, I mean, but I feel I can trust. I still have that in me, but I'd willy-nilly just say, oh, yeah, that's fine. Give you the benefit of the doubt right off the bat, and then get let down shortly after because I didn't see their true intent, or they really didn't have their heart in it. And in this industry, you got a lot of people that blah, 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 and they don't back it up at all. You know what they're doing? They're waiting for that money bag. And if they don't get that money bag, they're ready. They take out their knife and they stab you in the back of the head. They don't stab you in the shoulder. They don't stab you in the knee. They don't stab you anywhere. They stab you in the back of the head and try to kill you. And that's what's sad about the automotive detailing industry. But with David, him just purchasing things and putting them in the shop, that proved to me that, oh, you want to be here. And these are $400 machines, and he bought 2 of them. He didn't have to do that. Right. He could have just bought it for his business and went and started his own thing, but he wants to be a part of mine. He wants to be an award winner. That's why. So, I mean, I'm trying to learn to trust people. You know, that's why I said, Janice, put it on paper. You're vice president, managing director, Louisiana Husky Rescue, because you have that want, that drive, and you know how to communicate with people.
Right.
Probably better than I do.
Right.
I have my little faults and flaws and things like that, but.
And even if I felt like I couldn't do something, I would communicate that with you and be like, I don't know if I could handle this responsibility. Don't put all your eggs in my basket just yet, sort of kind of thing. Like, I'm not the person to just be high and dry, see you later, because of this, you know?
And you know me, I don't like whenever I'm left hanging. If I ask something, if you can't do it, just please tell me. Oh, got a burp.
Isn't that the worst? Somebody committing to something and then not being able to do it? I'd rather you tell me, I'm sorry, I can't. And I'll be like, awesome, I'll find somebody else. Thanks for being honest.
Thank you. And I won't hold it against you. I just know that you're incapable of doing this. And guess what? We might work on that later.
Yeah.
We might work on that later. And that only betters you as a person. You got so many people that are just looking for the easy route. That's why. I believe that's what it is.
This generation is all about the easy route, I feel like.
No, there's some people our age that are still wanting the easy route too.
I think I'm an old soul though. Like I'm the hard-working soul.
We are. That's that Asian culture in you.
Right?
There was something that you had said. Hey.
Oh, I know exactly what you're about to bring up. Go ahead. You can. It's fine. When I was filling out that form, I was like, oh, Lord.
God. Yes, I love it. But we're going to take this time to get to know your car.
Oh, my little beep beep.
How well do you, what do you call your car again?
Beep beep.
Why do you name it beep beep?
So shout out to my friend Ashley way out in California. She had lived in New Orleans for a while and stayed with me when we worked for PacSun. And when we would drive my car around, anytime she would see a car like my little Caliber, she'd be like, beep beep. Like, hi, beep beep.
Would she bonk your horn, or
no,
she just do an air beep?
Just an air beep. Because if you do my horn, it's like beep beep, like a horn. And so now my car's named Beep Beep.
Oh my God.
Beep beep.
Have you ever used the horn though?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you say beep beep when you use the horn?
Sometimes if I'm waving to people, like if Dad's riding his bike down the road and I'm going to work, something I'll be horn, be like beep beep, bye Dad.
Yeah. Usually when I beep the horn, I'm like, motherfucker, stupid piece of shit. That's how I am.
I like to get on the horn and stare at people because they cut out in front of me or something.
You can't do that anymore. Windows are tinted now. They can't see you.
Well, I can still do it and feel better for myself. I know they can't see me.
Oh my God. So, how well do you know Beep Beep then?
I mean, I know Beep Beep very well because I've had her since 2009.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do you know some fun facts about the car?
Oh, you mean like fun facts about Beep Beep? No, I just know that Beep Beep gets me from A to B. I can whip Beep Beep in and out of anything because she's tiny. Mm-hmm. And
can you parallel park?
Oh yeah.
So you don't have no fear downtown?
Oh no, I can parallel park with my dad's truck, my mom's truck. I learned to drive on a Dodge Ram.
Girl.
Like permit and everything was big trucks is what I learned to drive on. So give me a little car.
Are you hitting things as you're doing it though?
No.
Oh, because you know how it is in Korea and in the Asian culture.
No, I can handle like the whole driving and big car, little car, or whatever.
You ain't intimidated? Mm-mm. Oh, you're not like
these. I consider myself a good driver. I mean, most people might not consider me a good driver because of my record or past record, but these are things that were kind of like, they were silly, okay? But if I have somebody in my car, if I need to get from A to B, I'm a good driver. I'm a good reactive driver.
Reactive.
Is that the right word for it?
Defensive or offensive? I'm both.
Yeah.
And I'm just louder in one. When I'm offensive, I'm louder. Defensive, no, I'm not really a defensive driver. I'm not the one to ride an 18-wheeler back from somebody. You know? I don't do that shit. No. I got good brakes. That's why I paid for a Porsche.
I know people who are scared to drive. They're scared to do things in certain cars. They're scared to drive in this city. Or they're scared to, no.
They use excuses for everything.
Yeah.
Oh, this car's bigger than mine.
Correct.
Okay, you don't know how to judge distance.
Right.
You're not thinking of, the roundabouts, girl. Mm-hmm. Hey, do you notice some people don't know how to use a roundabout?
come to Carencro. Nobody knows how to use a roundabout. The best one I know that people use is the one on Ridge right there. They work that one the best.
Well, that's been there the longest. That's why.
I know.
But
I'm like,
people still stop, and there's somebody way across coming around, and they're waiting for them. It's like, why are you doing this? The roundabouts are such an efficient, effective method of bringing intersections together.
You know, one person kind of like, I was on the roundabout on Ridge, and I saw them coming super fast. And I'm like, they about to pull out in front of me because I was about to do, but you know what? It worked, and I wasn't even mad about it.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? We almost kind of hit, like, we were, like, close, but it worked, and it was fine. I was like, I'm not even going to get mad about this. I'm like, good for you.
First, you don't brake in a roundabout. Basically, just let your foot off the gas and coast around it.
Unless there's a car right in front of you.
Yeah. If they do a close call, then you react. But typically, if you just let off that gas and you go around a roundabout, you'll be good. Mind you, I floor it.
Because
I love handling.
I floor it.
Yeah, but you know the concept of merging. Prediction. Oh, that car's coming right there. I think I can. All right, I got it. Not
okay,
really
so you've been in an Asian country, like in Vietnam. You have.
Girl, I've driven in Japan. I've driven in China. I've driven in South Korea. I've been to these countries.
You have to be able to predict where they're going to be so that you can be. I mean, in Vietnam, it's all these motor scooters just coming at you and whatever. Like, we were walking across the street.
And they're not waiting for
and
you.
all you got to do is just walk.
Merge in.
Just walk. There's like 100 people coming at you, and you just walk across the street. Because guess what? Every one of those people are going to predict where you are, and they're going to go around you, or they're going to slow down so that by the time they get where you are, you've already passed. Like the people who stop and go,
they create the problems.
They create the wreck or the issue and get ran over.
Look at India. There's so many videos online where India just goes, and you don't see. You could watch it for hours, and you see no accidents. Because it's all prediction based. I think that's still chaotic, and I don't like it.
I love it.
Well, no, I don't like it, but when you're there and you do it, you're like, oh, wow, these people are really paying attention to what they're doing. Unlike us.
Correct.
With this in our hand while we're driving because we can't miss that like or that comment or that Instagram pose or fucking in cars. Car manufacturers, shout out. Make a device that shuts the phone off and forces it to go through the actual dash. Like, make sure the phone answers in the car. When you put make something touch sensitive. So if you touch your phone, it shuts it off.
Oh.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Driving
I do everything with these things here.
Oh,
so
yeah, I know.
Right?
Oh God, Val, thank you so much. This was a
Thank you, Massey's. Thank you, Val.
Yeah, I didn't like being on the phone very much. Right?
Massey's Outfitters.
Yeah. Hey, man, give me some jingles. Wait, how many views do we have on the first podcast? I think over 600, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But not enough for monetization.
Aftershocks. Love them.
Yeah, I didn't like talking on the phone. Now I talk on the phone. Right. Because I got these.
The other day I left these at home and I was so mad at myself.
What do I tell you every time you call me? Wait, I don't have my ears.
Yeah, where's my ears? Where's my ears?
I start freaking out. Oh, God. So, fun fact about Beep Beep. Okay. Did y'all remember Siamese fun fact? Oh, my God.
Fun fact, the car, the gallon, 125 gallons of
we ain't
liquid
got that for Beep Beep. We ain't got that for Beep Beep. Beep Beep was equipped with those beverage coolers.
Yes,
you have the beverage cooler?
in the glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use them.
You don't use them?
Well, no, because the thing is, when Beep Beep sits out in the sun for a long time, those beverages are hot. And then you have to turn on your AC, and when the AC goes, eventually it'll get cool. But I guess you're on a long road trip, that'd be great.
That's perfect. Do you know I have like 3 Mountain Dew bottles in my vehicle at all times? That's where they'd be. I drive a Porsche and I don't even have that feature.
No, but for long car trips, that would be great. I forget about it sometimes, but when I first got the car, I was like, what is this for?
Yeah. Now, I will say, your interior is boring as shit. Yeah. It just looks very utilitarian. Very just, I'm going to get you from point A to point B.
Yep. You know, I chose that one too because there was going to be a burgundy one, and it was the cheaper one. I had just totaled one of my cars, drove from Jackson, Mississippi all the way to Lafayette and bought a car that day from where my dad worked. And they were offering me this one because it was a good price, and there was another one just like it but white, but it had an auxiliary plug. Oh. And I was like, the burgundy one didn't. I was like, I want the auxiliary plug.
I'll take the white one.
I'll take the white one. I'll take the white one.
Well, the fun thing is, though, as boring as that shit is, they put a fucking cool feature in there like that.
I also have an outlet plug.
What, 110?
I don't know.
Yeah, like a 110.
Yeah,
like,
I put my
but you
phone
plug- you
charger.
plug your TV in?
I can put my my hair straightener in it and straighten my hair.
Child, please don't do that.
I could not use a vacuum though. I tried to plug a vacuum into it one time at one of my apartment complexes. It was too much for it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a 110 outlet though.
I don't know.
What's
it's
the
two prongs.
What's the 110 with no ground. So I mean, but what fuse is on that then? It must be a low amperage fuse.
Probably. I don't know those
They
kind of
probably
things.
put like a little 5 amp.
I just know I
fuse or
can
something.
plug something in. I don't have to go through the car lighter. And it's right here. It's not like in the back. I have access to it under my little.
Okay. See, and that is a pretty cool feature for a 2008.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love that feature.
Now, see, that's a fun fact I liked. I had to dig for that other one. Oh my god.
I know. It's a boring car. It's a Dodge. Come on.
Yeah, there's not that many fun facts. There was something else.
I'm so tired of Dodges. My next car will not be a Dodge. But the good thing about Dodge is Dad can work on it, and that's free mechanic work.
Well, no, he could work on he did my brakes and my
Well,
oil.
that's a brake. That's easy stuff. But when it comes to like engine and all that other stuff, like things like that, other cars he's not as familiar with.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I have to think about when purchasing another car. Once
Get something
Beep
not
Beep
too
dies,
complicated.
hopefully she's gonna roll.
To be honest with you, just get a truck. Just get a small truck. I could see you
No.
driving.
I have
a little
Finnegan
Ford
and
Ranger.
Nyla. Finnegan and Nyla need to fit in this as well.
You could get a Ford Ranger. I saw one the other day on the road.
What is a Ford? Oh, a Ranger.
No. You're thinking of the old ones. Trace. You could pull up a Ford Ranger while we're talking.
Keep it on him.
So, I mean, the Ford Ranger is a mid-sized truck.
Well, one thing I can't have
not
a
too
Ford.
tiny.
I can't have a Ford. That's the one car I can't have.
Yeah, okay, well, then they have...
Found on road dead, Dodge family, no Ford. Sorry.
Okay, well, they have...
I will not be the black sheep.
Chevy Colorados. Look at this. Okay, so just click on images. No, it's okay. Click on that red one. Look at that. Oh, make it bigger. Look at that, girl. Oh, crap. It's bringing us to Ford's page.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything to it. It looks decent. Now, mind you, the Chevy Colorado and what's the other one? The sister to the
GMC Colorado?
No, it's a Chevy. It's a Chevy Colorado, and then it's a GMC something.
Avalanche?
No, Avalanche is gone.
Bigger. Oh, gone.
He'll look it up.
Oh, anyway.
Nonetheless, that's a good mid-sized truck.
Yeah.
I know you can drive any size thing.
Right.
But
I was thinking more like SUV-ish.
Canyon. So yeah, they have those.
Yeah.
But I like the Colorados look better. It looks more rugged, and it doesn't look as nostril-y. Because look at that. That looks like a big old nostril.
Looks like a mini GMC Sierra.
Yeah.
Then what's the Dodge version of this then? The Durango?
No. Oh.
I don't think they have a midsize.
Dodge used to have one. Let's see. A Dakota. That's what it is.
That's me, a Dakota, yeah.
Dodge Dakota.
My brother used to have a Dakota.
Yeah.
At one
Those
point,
are the small
before
ones.
he
but I don't-
totaled it.
I'm not sure if they're making those anymore.
I think they are.
See,
I don't think I like Dakotas though.
Oh,
They're
they have a
mini
2020?
Dodges. Oh no.
No.
No, I don't think they make them anymore.
Wait, put 2020 after that again? Oh, excuse me. Oh, they are. Oh, it's coming back. Yeah, click on that. Click on the source. It says the coming back.
According to allpar.com.
Oh, okay. And I think that's a Mopar sponsored website. Yeah.
I don't know. I have time. I'm not getting a new car until Beep Beep actually dies, because she's paid off and I don't have a car note.
But going back to the rescue, didn't you just adopt a Husky yourself?
I did. I
thought you were an Irish Setter girl.
I'm a foster failure. I have a 2-year-old, or almost 2-year-old Irish setter, and I love him to death. He is my heart. And I was starting with the rescue. I even started fostering, fast track fostering, a little longer than fast track fostering.
I think you fostered more Huskies than
anybody, really.
Fosters actually. Well,
the number of Huskies I've fostered or have been through my door has been a lot. And Finn is a great dog for that because he knows how to read other animals, and he plays gentle with the ones that want to be played gentle with, leaves the ones alone that say no, and can be super like hyper and energetic with the ones that need to burn that energy. So I think he's a great companion for any, like, the rescue and the stuff that we're doing. So he's a good little ambassador as well. So I always said, I love all these Huskies because I never owned a Husky before. And I got into knowing about Huskies through Val, my best friend who started with the organization.
She was my first foster.
His first foster, and kind of drugged me in and said, hey, would you want to do this with me? You want to do Husky rescue stuff with me? You want to volunteer your time? And I'm all about volunteering.
When did she drag you along? Because
right after she got Greg, she was just like, she just kind of said, hey, would you fill out the application for him? And I actually met you before I filled out the application.
Yeah.
And so she was just like, do you want to just volunteer some of your time? I was like, sure, I can do something. I'll read over what, if you need a transport, if you need this. And it just so happened I'm good at administration stuff with managing and just coordinating. Good at communication and coordinating things to happen and just kind of seeing it through. So filled out the application and just kind of stepped into this role gradually and took more and more responsibility, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, Finn again. And then eventually, I didn't foster for a long time because I only did paperwork stuff and moved everything versus like actual fostering. But then it came to a point where I was helping with some transports and they had to stay for a night or two. And then a few more transports where they had to stay for like a week or two. Did you expect them to stay with you? Well, yeah. I mean, somehow I want to mention this too, as a dog owner or a pet lover, you should be able to incorporate basically any pet into your life and make it work.
Yeah.
Right? So you react to how they react, body language, all this other stuff. You know what to do. It shouldn't be anything like extra. So them being to stay with me just for the transport, that's fine. It's like babysitting a dog, puppy sitting a dog. But then it started being like, hey, we have one that needs to stay for a week before it can get adopted. Fast track program. Apply for a pup that we don't have yet, and we'll find one for you. So then it was like, well, this one has to stay for 2 weeks. And then it was like, hey, I think Malachi was the one I had the longest time. Silly Malachi. And eventually I was always like, I love this one because I loved Oscar, right? Dad loved Oscar. Greg, you're lucky. You're lucky you already paid for him. Because Pop was like, I love Oscar. I love him.
So was that the favorite, though? Oscar
was Dad's favorite overall. And I think Snow was Peyton's favorite because she could ride the bike with him. So like many Huskies have come through. And I was always like, really thought hard about keeping Oscar for Dad, for Pop, and for Finn because they all got along. But then I was like, I can't foster and help if I have that dog because I would have 2 big dogs. Dad has Tiny. There's 2 cats. We don't care about them. They have their own room.
Yeah.
They do their own thing. And then Nyla came along.
Well, Nyla was adopted, though.
Yes. So Nyla was one of kind of in the beginning of our organization, right? Yes. We got her in November of last year.
I got her in November. I got her out of Brobridge. Sweet lady, just couldn't take care of. She had 3. She just couldn't.
She had a busy life.
Yep. She had a very busy life. And that's kind of what happens with a lot of the
surrenders. A busy life, and there were a lot of distance in that, going to school in Baton Rouge, working in Jennings. Like, there was a lot of travel time for her.
She really did not want to lose him. She cried. She didn't. She loved him.
Life happens.
But her job and her schooling were in different cities. And so not all the time are the surrenders a situation of, I can't get him to do this, I can't get him to do that. It really is a heartbreaking situation. I think you've dealt with one yourself.
I cried.
Yeah.
I cried taking Snow away from her family, but it was the right thing to do.
But they have to part with him. And that's what we're saying is, not all of the situations are bad. So the rescue is doing good things by helping families know that their loved one will be loved just as much as they did or even more. But Nyla went up to Shreveport with one of our volunteers.
First she was with Andrew for a while.
Yeah.
Being fostered. He said she was a sweet girl.
But I mean, in adoption, she stayed in the family.
Yeah.
But in the case of 2 dominant dogs and one that's got an impairment, tell me about Nyla.
Okay. So apparently in Nyla's past, she was hit by a car. Got out, I guess, looking for her owner and was hit by a car. And I don't know at what age this happened. I don't know if you know. I don't think we got much information on it.
I didn't get it. I mean, it didn't show in the vet records that I have, but she did tell me that she got out, and she got hit, and the neighbors had to notify her and stuff like that. And I think it was at an early age because it was her first Husky that would escape because the other 2 dogs were pit bulls, and they never would leave out of the house. So Yeah.
Yeah, so she was hit by a car at an early age in her past. And so now I call her my little special needs husky, even though she's fine. She can't open her mouth all the way. The vet can pry her mouth open a third of what a husky or a dog should be able to open their mouth. So on her own, it's even less than that. It's like 1.5 inches to 2 inches that she can open her mouth. So she eats fine. She eats a little weird, but she makes it happen. She's a hungry girl. She eats.
Like a person.
Yep. She drinks funny, but that's fine. She makes it happen. She even tries to play with toys. She can grab toys and stuff. Like, she tried to grab a tennis ball yesterday, and I thought it was the cutest thing in the world. She couldn't get her mouth over it, so she tried sideways and things like that. So I'm going to get her smaller tennis balls. But she's just opening up like a flower. So that's one of her challenges. So she's a little skittish when it comes to cars and going outside. Dad tries to walk her. Dad was so proud. He got her all the way down the street to our friend's house, Miss Tammy. And then as soon as they got there, Nyla pulled him back and was like, I want to go home.
Gotta go.
At first walk, he got her only 2 houses down, and she wants to come in. Then he got her like 6 houses down, and she wanted to come in. So now he finally got her all the way down the street, and then she wants to come in.
It's called trust building.
Yeah, she does great at like dog parks and things like that. And she just like on the street walking normally, it kind of freaks her out a little bit.
It's like a PTSD type of situation.
Yeah. And then she has like a little eye problem as well. She doesn't produce tears properly, so she needs tears put in her eyes every day, twice a day. So that's going to be for the rest of her life.
Is she going to lose her eye?
No, I don't think she's going to lose it. One of them is more severe than the other. It also has a sheen on top that she actually has some medicine for. The vet said eventually later in life she will lose sight in that eye.
Okay.
He goes, that just happens to some dogs. Like I don't know the term. I couldn't remember. But we're going to do a medicine for about a month, and she's going to get rechecked. And then from there, I think it's only just going to be the teardrops, like natural tears.
We gotta pause for a second here, because I hear Dragster having a fit down there.
What were we talking about right before we stopped?
So we had to take a break.
We're talking about Nyla.
Yeah, we had to take a break. You know why? Because a trait of Huskies is when they get temperamental, they tear up things, right?
Right.
And that's what they did. They got into the garbage can in my office, tore that up, and we're just acting crazy because they know we're here.
Yep, and not with them.
And they want to be up here, and I'm not letting them up here because what they do is they knock things over. And
right, you have too many things.
Oh,
too
my
many
God.
things.
So Nyla's a special case, and
And so I adopted her. So now she's part of the family. Because after Shreveport, you were saying 2 dominant dogs. They weren't getting along. Like Nyla wants to play when she wants to play, and when she doesn't want to play, she doesn't. And then she was with another dog who was a lot younger, who was also a husky, who had that, I want to play and be dominant. And the thing about it is if they were to get in a fight, Nyla can't really defend herself very well because of her mouth issue. So after 4 months, a good long run, Crystal was great, and she did not want to see Nyla go, but she did it for Nyla's best interest, medical-wise. She was getting a lot of anxiety and biting herself and causing hot spots and kind of recessing in the things that, behaviors and stuff, or regressing in behaviors. So she surrendered her back to the Husky rescue, and I picked her up as a transport. And I remember Nyla was actually my first Husky that when I transported her from New Orleans to Crystal, she was the first Husky to spend the night at the house. The first rescue Husky.
That's true, and y'all did like her.
Yeah, and she had her fluff, and I didn't know anything really much about her. I knew she was a Husky Wolf mix because she looked different than all of the rest, and she was still a sweet girl. And I only had her for I think maybe 1 or 2 nights, and then I gave her to Crystal, and then that was the end of it. And then so whenever I saw her again and picked her up, and I was just like, man, this girl had a tough little life, and she's going through it again, being put back in the system, like social services.
And that's the good thing
put back in the system.
About the organization is if it just doesn't work out, we end up getting it back.
Yeah, and then instead of giving her back to the New Orleans guy to foster again, I was like, I'll just foster her, knowing in my head that I was gonna keep her, because I knew that I can give her a great life, and I knew that her and Finn got along well, and.
You think he understands the handicap she has right now?
Yeah. She puts him in his place. Finn is very Finn can be crazy, but he can be submissive as well. Like when Nyla says no, he's like, okay. Oh. She will get on top of him and nip him if she has to with her little mouth.
Yeah.
And he's good to go.
Maybe he senses that wolf.
Maybe. Maybe.
You can see it in her.
Yeah, he's not scared of her by all means.
The DNA test.
It hasn't come back yet.
Oh my.
So I did a DNA test for Nyla because I want to know her percentage. Because I mean, on some of the Husky sites and stuff, they're kind of strict on like they don't like you talking about like a Husky is a wolf is a Husky. Don't call your Husky a wolf.
Well,
like if you claim your Husky is a wolf, show paperwork. Blah blah blah.
But Huskies are not wolves. That's
They're
why.
not, yeah.
They don't have the same traits and characteristics of a wolf. They just look that way. But she was bred with a Husky and a wolf.
Yeah,
That's
like her paperwork when we got her said Husky wolf. And so I just want to know the percentage of it and kind of like just have that proof of like percentage wolf, percentage Husky, percentage whatever else is mixed in with her if she has anything else. I was just for my curiosity. Like I know Finn's full blood Irish setter. I mean,
oh God, you can't miss that.
You can't miss it at all. But I just want to know with Nyla, like her toes are big and her snout is long.
Yeah, she
has huge ears.
When she touches the ground, her toes spread a great bit.
Think about when at nighttime when she stretches them out and does this on my back.
Oh, well,
and
you get a good massage.
I'm like, we need to cut those nails, girl.
You get a good massage.
She's scratching me. So yeah, I wanted to give her a great home, knowing that I have the means to take care of her and whatever she needs. I mean, she's gonna have a happy life, and I'm gonna spoil her to death. So.
How does Dad feel?
Oh, Dad loves all dogs. When I told him like, she's mine, right? He goes, no, not keep, right? No, not keep. I go, yeah, I adopted her. Official sent paperwork. He goes, okay. He loves her. Like he loves when she gives him attention. Like when he calls and if she jumps up and kind of cuddles with him, he loves it.
Yeah.
He loves all animals.
Trace, you know what I love about Janice?
What?
She, you've done it several times. I love it. It's, you talk about your dad.
And then I
in
talk
your dad's
accent
and in that stereotypical Asian culture way. Do you do anything else?
No, because
like
what's horrible is I'm not great at an Asian accent. Like I don't have an Asian accent. If anything, I have more of a Cajun accent because my mom was a little Cajun woman. We're down here in South Louisiana, and sometimes my Karen Crow comes out, and it's a little. I've lived in Baton Rouge for a long time, and so I've hid my accent for a very long time, or I've actually kind of grown out of it. But when you
do it on purpose, you suppress it or something?
I don't know.
You're just being you.
Yeah, I talk. When I was over there, I just like maybe I lost my accent. I don't know. But when I come back home, or if I talk on the phone with my brother, because my brother's accent's a little bit heavier than that, and my mama's family's accent's even heavier than that.
Oh wow. And
so when I talk to them, certain things come out, and then I'll talk to like Val on the phone, and she goes, "You hung out with your brother today, huh?" I go, I love it. Or you hung out with one of your cousins today, huh? I'm like, maybe.
It's funny how we do that because I remember, I know when I talk about my dad, I go into that mode.
Right.
It's just funny to see an Asian imitate an Asian accent.
Because if you ask me just to do an Asian accent, I can't. But if I kind of channel my dad and kind of do it, I do it at work too. It's so funny. I do. Every time I talk,
I love it.
Talking for my dad, I always do that. Like,
it just goes to show that we're not being hateful when we do it. It's life. It's just what we do. It's how we take them in and
Damn it, Finn, leave me alone. Damn it, Finn, stop scratching me.
Yeah, I mean it's life. It might be stereotypical, but it's not being used in a negative way. But I just love that. I think that's pretty cool.
I love to play the Asian card for so many things. I'm only half Asian. I'm half Vietnamese, half white, and I love playing that Asian card when I can. I'm like, oh, I'm great at math, I'm a horrible driver.
It surprised me when you said I can drive anything because Asians don't really drive. They really don't.
Dude, my dad being a mechanic and stuff like that, like we've had access to like different types of vehicles and cars. And when I was like 12 years old or 11 years old, I made them teach me how to drive a standard. So I knew how to drive before I was even supposed to drive. Even friends of the families who come over, they had standards. They knew that they had to take me for a drive, and
Wait, you learned to drive a standard before me?
Probably.
You said 12?
12, 13, yeah.
I didn't learn to drive a standard until 14.
Anytime Dad had a car that was like a manual or a standard, I was like, we're going around the block or we're learning to drive. And
what?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I want to say before I even had my permit, like one of our friends had a standard truck and we would go to a place called Magnolia Hills. and she'd park me on a hill, and we'd switch, and I'd go, and if I roll back, we'd turn the car off. Turn the car back on, and go up. If I roll back, we turn the car off. So, like, I learned, even before I had my permit, how to drive a standard to make sure I didn't roll back on nobody.
Look at you.
I know. I always wanted a standard.
Most people can't even, and then when I say parallel park, they're either scared of it or they don't know. Michael's mom doesn't parallel park. I taught her how to do it finally.
I can parallel
she's
park.
60-something years old.
I can parallel park my mom's truck. Like, I always want to drive. I wish I drive my brother's truck. I'm always like, let me drive.
Wait, which one did he have?
He had the big Dodge
The big
gray
Dodge.
Ram. Yeah, the big
Why
gray
did I
Dodge
confuse
Ram.
that with Daniel's?
Daniel's is a white Dodge Ram.
Okay.
His is old. It's like a 95.
Oh, okay.
He's a fixer-upper. He's like an old school kid.
Well, that's
like
why he likes
wants.
fiddling with things,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So, I mean, he's learning. And that's what he needs to do anyway, in
Yeah.
my opinion. 'Cause
Yeah,
if you-
I have friends who will get out their car, let me get in their car to parallel park their car because they can't do it. And you know how I learned how to parallel park? I was going through driver's ed, and I was supposed to practice this, and I didn't, and I just read the book. The instructions said to do this, this, and this. I did that, and that, and I'm parallel parked.
Yeah. There's actually just some markers you can always remember when you
Yeah,
get to the
I'm
side of
like-
a vehicle. It's like, my nose is here, that's there.
Yeah.
Once again,
Angle,
it's predicting.
turn back,
Yeah.
done, and you're good.
Who would have thought we'd be using geometry? I always said I'd never do it.
Asian, I like math.
You like math? You sure?
I like math. I like math. I like
Is there a way you
noodle.
can figure out how to make money appear out of nowhere?
I like do nail.
No. You're Pandora. You sling jewelry.
I sling jewelry.
Jingle, jingle.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, so every time I talk to Janice, usually the first thing I hear is...
Because I'm picking up my phone and I'm doing like a voice thing. Or if it's
I
this
love
one.
it. Wait, so you pick it up and you put it...
I have my ears, but I still do this.
I think it's picking up through here, though.
It is.
So why are you... Okay, it's a habit.
Yeah, I still pick up my phone. Like if I'm talking to somebody in the car, I'm still holding my phone like this. Kind of like, well, like in like through the thing, like just so that it's close to my mouth, thinking it's picking up in my ears.
That's why you're so loud.
I know, I am.
I think the other day I was like, I don't have the volume up. Janice went, hello! I'm like, oh, never mind, there it is.
You won't miss me, I'm telling you. You'll hear me at a festival somewhere and be
No,
like,
with the-
Janice is over there.
On the dog park.
Finn
Well,
knows.
actually, it's an empty field, so you should be able to hear somebody. But yeah, you're right.
Finn
Use
will
the,
always hear me.
the festival, you are right. I'm sure I need to go just to experience and go, yep, there's Janice. All right, now it's time to go home. So, Janice, what'd you think of lunch?
Oh, lunch was good. My tum is full.
And you've been there before, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Dickie's Barbecue.
Because we have one in Karen Crow, and we've gone a couple times.
Oh, I keep yawning. I mean, and then we had another thing happen. What happened? Can you believe what happened during lunch?
No, I mean, big surprise. Super excited. You checked the mail, and we got something delivered that we didn't know it was coming.
Money!
For the rescue.
Yes. Who is this? Benevity or Benevolent Ones sent Louisiana Husky Rescue a donation of $225.
We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Because apparently somebody donated to them, and they matched donations, and they sent it to us.
Yes. So guys, check with your companies and see if you can do charitable donations through them, because they will match it dollar for dollar sometimes.
Is that what this one was? The match to dollar company?
Well,
I think this was a different
I
thing.
canceled them. I believe that's through GuideStar.
Oh, okay.
So GuideStar tells me about grants, and I'm constantly always going over that. And I think if I go back and look, I think they had a grant thing going on. And that's how I found Double Donation, which we're no longer a part of. Because
Right.
it costs $499 a year for us to be a part of that.
Hell to the no.
And we had not $1 donated through there. So we can't afford that. It's a nonprofit, guys. Donate, donate, donate. That's the only way we can keep saving Huskies. Another thing, stumbled across something yesterday.
What was that?
Annoyed the hell out of me. Huskies have fur, right?
Right.
We all understand that, right?
Mhm.
I mean, they shed.
Yeah,
And
most dogs shed. Almost every dog sheds.
pretty much. There's a couple of what Labradoodles don't really shed, and
I mean, there were some hypoallergenic ones, like poodles, things mixed with poodles.
Mhm.
But, I mean, you can't 100% completely stop, like, the allergens that come off of dogs. But
well, these stupid motherfuckers think you can, because they think this onesie is a genius thing. And I don't think that's genius. Would you like to be stuck wearing some kind of thing that you can't peel off, and your dead skin cells and hair falls off, and it's just itching you and scratching you?
no child.
I think that's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, because I mean, ultimately, if they wear that all day, they can't regulate their own temperature that way. And then what you're gonna do? Just go outside, take it off, and shake it off, and then let them back in the house to sleep? Or are you putting it on for them?
No, them bitches look like they're gonna put that thing right back on that dog. You know what? It looks like it's got a doily on the edge. So that's Mama doing that to her dog because she don't want to sweep the floor. Her floor is ugly anyway. Shoot.
Yeah, I think it's silly. I mean, you're getting an animal. Animals come with certain things like shedding and, stuff like that.
But that's for these people that are trying to make their homes look like the houses in the doggone Better Homes and Gardens thing.
Get yourself a Roomba.
It's not really the home. Those people that have those fancy houses that are like dust free and don't have any scratches on the floor. I believe those people aren't living.
Right, that's not our house. Our house is a used house. Everything has a function.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, hair is just a part of that function. Right?
Yeah.
Oof.
Stupid onesies.
So, Janice, what do you think of a podcast? I mean,
well, this is my first one, like, being part of. That's fun.
You think it's good for the rescue to be on a podcast?
Yeah, I think it reaches a whole nother audience that, maybe would not have known about us.
You think people in the rescue, I guess, community listen to podcasts?
I mean, you can't just put people in the rescue community into one little box. I'm assuming somebody in rescue communities listen to podcasts.
Bitches, this is 2020. Start listening to podcasts.
Right?
Hollywood is dead.
Right.
Everybody has a voice now.
Yeah, so I mean, there has to be
there.
somebody in the communities that do listen to podcasts, and they'll be like, oh, look, I heard this, and then they'll pass it on and be like, I'll go listen to that podcast.
Yeah, you said an employee was listening to one before you even watched one yourself.
Yeah.
This one was the first one you watched, too.
Correct. Well, not this one, but the first one that you did was the first one I watched.
Yeah, you could have lied and just said, yeah, here's the first one I watched. It would make me feel so good.
Well, yeah, no, well, it was your podcast just with your first guest was the first I watched.
Yeah, but not the first ever, though.
Yeah, first ever.
Oh, so I can go back to feeling special again?
Yeah.
Oh,
I might have heard some, like, just audio through other things, like radio and things like that, people talking about podcasts, but I never really, let's listen to a podcast.
Yeah, my life revolves around these.
For reals?
Yeah, I don't listen to music anymore.
Well, the only time I listen to, normal music in the car, I still listen to the radio. Who listens to the radio? Most people have, satellite radio and other things. I just do.
Radio. Howard's going to probably retire this year. And that's why I got into podcasting, because I'm scared he's going to be gone. I have nobody to listen to. I've been following him since the 90s. And if he retires, what the fuck am I going to do?
Listen to reruns.
You cannot listen to all Howard Stern reruns. Maybe I'm not that big of a fan. Actually, I really am. But just something about him talking about current events, I can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like an old pawpaw now.
Yeah, I want to say I saw something on Facebook of him doing one.
But he's not the same that he used to be.
Right.
He's really intelligent. Really intelligent. And I mean, he gets people to say whatever.
Right.
I mean, geesh. No, not in the sense of, vibrating their clitoris on camera and all this other stuff like that. No, none of that stuff. He doesn't do that anymore. He didn't even have anybody ride the Siberian anymore. Hell, he's doing it from his basement in his house.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh. See, I'm not in all that. I don't know what he even does. I know that I thought it was on radio, but I guess it was podcast.
Sirius satellite radio. But he went to radio in 2006. And, who's that?
It was on vibrate, right? You didn't hear it.
It doesn't matter.
It was Val.
Oh, Val, hi. I bet she hasn't watched this podcast yet, huh? What'd you think?
No.
She ain't got time for that. She's not tech savvy. What'd you do? You said, hey, she had to send you the money through a donation because...
Oh, my gosh, she handed me cash.
Yeah.
Legit. Here, Janice, here's cash for the rescue. This is this portion and this portion. Oh. So, of course, I did the electronic donation. I kept the cash. And I don't ever keep cash. I just have extra cash.
You think Nick's going to bring her to the 21st century?
I sure hope so. I mean, I'm not even... Okay, I'm better than she is at it. But
girl, you picked up on that database and you started running with it.
Oh, yeah, that's easy, though. That's easy to navigate.
That's technology.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
So detailing, out of everything I've been doing, everything you learned about it, did you pick up anything new from me?
I mean... What I've learned from you is detail your car now and do it one time really well, and then all there is little maintenance here and there, and you don't have to worry about it all the time. So do it good, do it once, and then you know?
Have you ever been curious just to see what other people in the area might be doing? Do you think there's a lot of people doing things like what I've been doing?
I mean, I think there are people who are doing things. I don't know if they've gone into as much detail as you have, or has been forthcoming with like what they're actually doing with their companies. But I'm not familiar with the whole industry to know what's right, what's wrong, what are they doing versus what you're doing.
So considering your knowledge base is pretty limited on the extent that it can go into, do you feel like you get educated enough when you say you search around just to get information, or do you feel like a lot of people are just trying to get your money?
I feel like a lot of people are just trying to get money for it. I mean, I'm pretty sure what they're doing to an extent probably protects and helps your car, but I'm not one of their clients, so I don't know what they do with their clients once they have them and are explaining what they're actually doing and the knowledge that they bring to their clients. So I mean, I feel like I can't really judge them on it.
But would you agree though, if you went, because you're a smart person.
Thanks.
You seem like when you want something, you might want to know exactly what you're getting.
Most of the time.
If you didn't know anything, let's say my most high dollar thing is a ceramic coating.
Okay.
$2,000 is what you're paying for. And right now it's a luxury item and not many people can afford it. But if you pay $2,000 for something, do you do some research on it? Like real research?
Oh, hell
do you
yeah.
take your time with it? And if you talk to somebody that says that tells you they're the expert, I know everything about it, would you question them about it?
Sometimes, yeah.
Would you just ask questions, general knowledge?
Yep.
And if you had somebody just tell you, don't worry about that, it's just going to do this and this, and you have nothing to worry about anymore, without any explanation, not telling you details about it, they don't even know what it's made of, would you trust them?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. And I'm the type of person, if you're talking to me about something and I don't understand it, I'm going to ask questions about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you say a word I don't understand, I'm like, can you define that for me?
Yeah.
I don't know what
So you
mean.
don't like buzzwords like, oh, it's going to just keep it shiny. Yeah, you don't.
How's it keeping it shiny?
It's shiny. I mean, it's shiny. What all else do you need? It's shiny.
No, I need more information.
Oh, well, I can't tell you anymore. I don't want to tell you more.
Then you're not getting my money.
Because I want to charge you as much as possible and scam you.
Right, no, not happening.
Yeah, that's what happens a lot around here. When I had assessments going on, they tell me about other people and they decide to choose me because, Tim, I didn't expect you to tell me all of this. Someone said, I really didn't need to know all this, but I'm very glad. I actually have an individual coming during the week next week, and she asked a simple question. Is this package for ceramic coating? And I said no. And we had a discussion for 45 minutes online. And she was like, oh, my God, thank you. She was, I'll come see you so you can take a look at my vehicle in person.
Right. Because what information you gave her, let her know that you are the actual expert and that you're not hiding anything and you're educated in what you're actually doing and been able to explain it. So.
And I'm not just trying to sell her on it.
Right.
I want her to really know. If you want to do research, I'll give you everything you need. You can go bargain shop, and you can make that choice to go to the person that doesn't give you the information and knowledge that I'm going to give you. Do you know I still have a check on my desk downstairs because a lady, what did she do? She contacted me from Washington State because she saw that I was installing IGL coating back in the day, and she got confused because she sees now I don't install it anymore, and she goes, well, I don't know what's going on here. And I told her, I said, well, I don't install it anymore, but I can tell you my take on professionally installing it and why I've chosen what I chose now.
Right.
We had a discussion on the phone. We text still. She was so thankful. She did some more research, and she goes, I really trust your opinion, your professional opinion, and I'm going to take this risk. And then a week later, she was like, I'm glad you told me the things that I did because I asked the person installing it, and I didn't get a warm and fuzzy, and it allowed me to go to somebody I got a warm and fuzzy for. She goes, I wouldn't have normally done this.
Right.
She goes, I thought they were all about the same, and I just thought one was cheaper than the other. I was like, well, think of it in a car. If you buy a Rolls Royce, you know you're not going to have Chevy rattling problems in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you get what you pay for. Not only did she thank me, and then she also used the coating that I would install, she sent a $50 check to donate to Louisiana Husky Rescue.
Aw.
So she did further research
On you.
on me.
In your life.
Yeah,
basically.
in my life. Found out I had a organization. I wish I had the phone because she texted me, but when she was mailing it out, and I was like, oh, you didn't have to do that, but that's something. She goes, I know it's something you're passionate about outside of cars. I was like, what? Somebody's doing that? They're just as thorough as I am, but they just needed the knowledge.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing the right thing.
You are.
Let's hope I get number 1 for 2020.
When do we find that out?
Girl, did you know this year? So COVID has us all, distancing and wearing masks and everything. And we're just trying to get control over this little virus and stuff like that. So the people at the Daily Advertiser were smart. No party at Rock and Roll. I was looking forward to that party at Rock and Roll because I've never been there. They're expensive as hell. It's $25 per person to pay for the live concert going on, and then $25 for the hour to bowl.
Per person?
For the lane.
Oh, for the lane.
Per hour. So the person that books the appointment's fucked because you're paying double no matter what. Then everybody else still has to pay $25, which if you're me, and there's only, I think, 6 lanes. That's it. And there's a huge stage in between. You got all this distraction, and that's going to fuck up my game. I'm competitive. I suck at bowling, but I'm competitive. So we, they were going to do it there. Of course, everything's free. The drinks are free. The food is free. I was really looking forward to it. I'm glad they're not doing it because I wasn't going to go anyway. Mm-hmm. But they've supplemented it with, can you believe, Hollywood star James Corden is presenting the awards for Times of Acadiana, Best Acadiana 2020. Oh. So all of the number 1 people will have a spot with James Corden giving him a shout out.
Nice.
Like presenting the award in his tux and all this other stuff. And I will have a link so I can watch it and I get to share it with my clients and my audience.
Cool.
Now, people in my industry don't care about awards, but they like to pat each other on the back. You're the best. You're the best. They all do their little nut hugging thing and all this shit like that. But why does another detailer think they're the best because another detailer told them that? Oh, it's a sales pitch. That's why. No, when the clients back you.
Right. And that's what this is.
After year. Yeah, they vote for me. For somebody that I'm not related to, I don't work with, I did a service, they're confident, and they take the time to do that extra thing for me. It's not a testimonial. That's actually the ultimate testimonial.
Right. Ultimate.
So, yeah, I'm excited about these awards. And I've gotten them since 2013.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. I just flex them now.
Right? You have all the cookies for them.
Yeah. I don't have any for you. Okay. That was just kind of, what do you call that? That was the intro thing that I did for Simon. I'll cut that out. I'm not going to say that she's excluded out of it. I mean, I could, but...
No, I mean, I've had the cookies before.
Oh, okay. Well,
you've given me cookies before.
Oh, shit. I don't feel bad then. We're keeping that in the video.
They're tasty. So when Cookie Lady comes on, they're awesome.
Don't tell him who the next guest is.
Eventually. I don't know when she's coming, if she is.
She is.
Oh.
She filled out a guest form. I want to get her exposure.
Yeah.
She deserves it. She's in the top 3, too. I hope she wins number 1. Time to flex on these hoes in town. So, yeah, Janice, I really appreciate you coming here today.
Thanks for having me.
Anything you want to add?
Save a puppy. Donate to the rescue.
Yes. We need more people as well.
Right.
I mean, you can apply to volunteer, foster, and no, volunteering doesn't mean you have to take a dog, people. Volunteering is any type. I need somebody to write for the blog. I haven't written a blog entry in over a year now.
I didn't even know we had a blog. Like, I knew we did, but I don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
Where do blogs live?
On the website.
On our website.
On our website, we have a blog.
Okay.
Yeah, it's helped a lot of people. So, when we tell them to go to the dog library.
Right. I visited that.
So that's an educational tool.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a blog. It's just short little things that, if they don't want to read that whole book, there's little snippets on the blog that may have the little, oh, well, no, I made the books where they're pretty too. So,
right.
I mean, they can just get little snippets there. But sometimes there's just new things that come down the pipeline. We need a blog writer. Something as simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's volunteering. And you don't even have to leave your house to do it.
Nope.
You can just copy paste something to me and bloop, I'd put it on the website. Ain't nobody having control over that website. That's me.
This is true because I couldn't do it anyway.
You don't need to. Why do
I meant like play with the website.
Oh, well.
It's the tech things that I'm not good at.
You do it. Well, shout out to Val.
I still print out paper applications and write all over them.
I think that's how the mind is supposed to work.
Yeah.
I think this is too big of a distraction.
Well, when I talk to somebody, I need I take many notes. So I remember, because I talk to so many people, oh, you're calling about so-and-so and this and this. Oh, you're wanting to know about this person. This is the type of person they are because I talked to their 3 references. Just little notes. So I can't do that just chilling on looking at the database.
No.
So I have to be able to pull out something physical and just like jot things down.
That's a good thing. That's a good tool. Yeah. I like it.
Old school.
Yeah.
Pen, paper.
Anything else you want to add?
Come visit me at Pandora. And you mentioned the podcast, and I will give you 10% off your whole entire purchase.
And remember, people, this podcast is called Intersections. Hey, I got a question about Pandora.
What's that?
I always bought my mom charms.
Mm-hmm.
What do they have anything for guys?
Yeah, well, I think it's marketed towards women, but we do have some pieces of jewelry in there that can be more masculine and worn for guys. We have something called a reflections bracelet. Mm-hmm. It's a flat bracelet, and you can get it into all the metals that we sell. And it looks very nice and very masculine.
Can I put charms on it?
You can. There's specific charms for that bracelet. And it's not like a normal round charm like one of these. It's a flat clip charm, so you can add things to it.
Oh, okay. I saw they had these Harry Potter charms.
Yeah, Harry Potter is out. We have Disney things. We have things about life. We have things about travel. Coming later, there will also be Star Wars.
Alert.
Star Wars charms.
Will it go on the men's flat bracelet too? You can't forget. What?
But I can get you a normal, just plain bracelet, like a normal charm bracelet. And if it's only Star Wars, it can still be masculine. Star Wars don't discriminate. You
no,
can
they
wear
don't.
it.
I mean,
yeah.
I guess I could benefit from a little feminine knit tee on my arm.
You're funny.
No, I mean, that's good to know. So, guys, go to Pandora in the mall. Talk to Janice. Let her know about the podcast.
Yep.
She'll hook you up.
10% off if you mention the podcast.
Don't put onesies on your Huskies, people.
Nope, that's not cool.
Don't shave your Huskies.
That's not cool either unless it's medically needed.
Yes.
And a veterinarian signs off on it.
Yes.
Or something.
Don't let the
Because Nyla got shaved, but she had huge hot spots on her back from anxiety. So.
And we solved the anxiety problem, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's good and happy now.
And don't let your groomer tell you, shave your Husky. It helps them. Mm-hmm. No, your groomer's trying to charge you a bunch of money every year to do something that's doing damage to the dog.
Correct. Huskies need their fur to regulate their temperature, whether it's hot or cold.
Ooh,
you know what?
Oh, go ahead.
So going back to Huskies real quick, don't forget, I want to plug in that we have a Husky social that's coming up on the 23rd of this month at Brown Park off of Pointe de Mouton around 5 o'clock, 5:30.
And that's where, in Lafayette?
In Lafayette. Correct.
Nice.
I forget this. This is kind of like on the internet so everybody can see, but Lafayette, Louisiana, Brown Park, August 23rd.
Yes.
5 p.m. Bring your Huskies. Or bring any dog. Any dog is invited. Anybody.
Because the Huskies aren't aggressive. They will play with everybody.
Yes.
They will play with everybody.
Husky love.
I think I'll be out there that day. That's my birthday, so I think I'll be out there.
I mean, I sure hope you're going to be out there.
I
Wait, that's your birthday?
Yeah, that's the day of that's when I was born. Yeah, I may have to go see my mom, though, because it's my birthday.
But, I mean, that Huskies in the afternoon time. Happy early birthday. I didn't know that was your birthday day.
I think I told you that. I remember when we talked about it. We were setting the social. I was like, hey, I think I'm going to just do it on my birthday because otherwise I wouldn't leave my house, so I'd just go see my mom, and that's about it.
Yeah, and you always see your mom in the morning, afternoon time, then Huskies after.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen her because I'm trying to do the whole physical distancing thing, and we haven't sat in the backyard because it's so freaking hot. So instead of staying inside where, particles are flying, well, screw it. I'll just stay home. But she kind of probably would need to see me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, go see her. And then come to your social that you posted.
No, I have to go to the social. That's why I made it that day. I made it to make sure I go. So, yes, everybody, Janice is the managing director of Louisiana Husky Rescue. She spent some time with us here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Especially with such a new podcast. Hoping more clients get involved, guys. If you want to be a guest, just email Tim at fullattentiontodetail.com. I'll get you signed up. And just know that this podcast is hosted and sponsored by Polished by Full Attention to Detail in Lafayette, Louisiana. Acadiana's only award-winning automotive detailer and ceramic coating company. And if you'd like to donate to a local charity doing great things, go to LouisianaHuskyRescue.com.
Click that donate button.
Adopt a Husky.
click an application to volunteer.
There's a lot of things you can do for a great organization that was homegrown and home operated.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.